Hello, my fellow code toasters. Welcome back to Toaster Code, the channel where your code improves, your bug cries, and your ex finally realizes that you are not the problem. It was their untyped variables all along. So, this is episode 3 of our TypeScript Masterclass, and today we are diving into a topic you absolutely need to get right. That is array and tuples in TypeScript. If you have ever pushed something weird into a JavaScript array and watched your app die without warning, well, TypeScript is here to say that no more random chaos in my house. Let's go. So in JavaScript, arrays can hold anything, number, string, boolean, even your mistakes. But in TypeScript, we can enforce what kind of elements are allowed in an array. So let's start saying that how we write the array in TypeScript and how we mention it that what type of this array is. Okay. So let's say I have to declare an array score, and if I am in JavaScript, I can simply do this and it's fine. Okay. But not here in TypeScript. If you'll hover on the score over here, it is of type never. We'll talk about this at what never is. But if I'll do over here 90, and if I'll hover it on it now, it's number. But what if I'll go ahead and I'll do hello? Now it will, if you'll see, then it is a type of string and number as well. Now what if I'll go over here and I'll add true? Now the type of score changes to string, number, and boolean. So this was the issue in JavaScript, that you are not that you don't have any specific array, that okay, this is a string type of array, this is a number array. Okay, so this was the issue over here. To overcome this, TypeScript came, and this is how we ex- uh, tell the TypeScript that okay, this is a string type of array or number type of array. So what we'll do over here we will tell it that hey, this score will be a number. Okay, and add this array sign. Okay, and here now we can do this. Okay, that okay, 90, 95, 40, and a failure of 10. So this is how it goes. Now if you hover on the score, it will be a type of number. But we have mentioned over here that the score will be of type number. So now if you will try to add any string, it shouted immediately that okay, that you can't do this. Here if you'll see, type string is not assignable to type number. Now it's strictly number. Like if you'll do let fruits of type string, okay, and now here you can add only string to this fruits, like apple, banana. You can't add number or anything else over here. It will give an error. The type number is not assignable to type string. So here we are using type syntax. This is called type syntax. Okay, this type of array declaration is called type syntax. That number, string, boolean, and so on. Okay, this means each item in an array must match the type. Okay, like if this is a type of number, then you can't add anything other than number. Okay, and so on. It's like a VIP party. Okay, where only number guests are allowed. If a string tries to sneak in, TypeScript is like, sorry ma'am, your type is not on the list. Even if you know the array, if you don't know the array in JavaScript, then do check out my JavaScript playlist first. Okay, and how we update the value of an array, we will simply do uh, score dot push. Okay, and here we will do maybe 100, and if I'll do this, this is perfectly fine. Okay, no issues. This is how we add something, and here it is telling that okay, let score is of type number. But if I'll try to make it a string, it will tell that okay, no, you can't do this. Here, argument of type string is not assignable to parameter of type number. This is the beauty of TypeScript, catching nonsense before your users do. I have not even saved the file. This file is unsaved, and it told me that okay, this is the error, you can't do this. So this was the let's change it back, number. Okay, and this array declaration is called uh, using type syntax. Okay, now there is another way that array declaration using array type. How we do this? Let's say something like TypeScript here also supports this uh, array syntax. Okay, array, and then inside this we pass the type of the array. Okay, same meaning, just different way to write it. Let's say it like, if I'll do let flags, and here array maybe boolean. So this is how you will write it, boolean over here, boolean, and boom, and this is correct. This is the same way of writing. You can write like this, or you can write like, let's say maybe change it to string so that you don't get confused. Okay, and here I will add maybe hey what, or anything, whatever you want to add. So this is another way of declaring the array. Okay, use whichever style feels natural to you. They both are highly used in the industry. There are nothing like which one is good or which one is bad. Okay, they both are good, people use both. Okay, so we use whichever style you feel natural. Okay, personally I prefer this type syntax. Okay, and it's clean, quick, and doesn't scream java code at me. So and this is what I'm going to use throughout this tutorial. Okay, if you'll see me, or if somewhere mistakenly I added this, then please understand that they both are same. All right, and I also told you about this common mistake that you have to avoid. When this is of type number, you have to push only number, nothing else. Once you declare, and here in case of fruits, like it's a string. So once you declare a string, you have stuck with strings. It's like labeling your tupperware box snacks only. Okay, so you can't suddenly dump leftover chicken curry in it. And this method prevents runtime bugs and helps with autocomplete tooling. Now there is a thing called read only array. So sometimes you want an array that no one, not even you, can mess with. That's where read only comes in. Okay, and how we define a read only array? It's pretty simple. I'll do const days, and here I will add read only. Now this is a read only array, and here I will add a type string, and here I will add maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's it. So this is how you add read only array. If you will try to push in this array, like if I'll do days dot push, yeah, I have not added anything inside push, and as soon as I added push, it gave me an error. The property push does not exist on type read only strings. You can still read from the array, just not modify it. Like if I'll try to add here console.log for days, it's perfectly fine. Think of read only array like a breakup playlist. You can cry to it, replay it, study it, but you do not change it. That list is sacred. Now there is a thing called multi-type array. Multi-type array, what it is, like let's say I need an array where I want to store both numbers as well as a string, nothing other than that. So I can't put it as any. I just need only number and string. If someone try to add maybe boolean to it, then it should not accept. Okay, I just need numbers and string. Then how we can do this? Let's say I need a let names, and how we can do this? We can put a bracket, and I will add over here string and number, and outside here I'll add an array sign, and that's it. You're good to go here. If I'll add both, see, it's perfectly fine here. Let me add a boolean. We got an error over here. Type boolean is not assignable to type string and number. So now this multi-type array, this array names, it will take both string and number, nothing other than that, just the string and the number. And you can add as many as you can. Like here I can add maybe a boolean, and this will be fine. Here I can add true, I can add a string again maybe. Okay, because there is no fixed order that okay, I have to put things in the same order, or I have to add just three values I can add in the array. No, it's not like that. This is just a way of saying that okay, this names array will take string, number and boolean. Doesn't matter the order and doesn't matter the number of elements in the array. Okay, so now that array are out of the way, let's talk about something JavaScript doesn't even have, that is tuples. These are like arrays but with rules, structure and expectations. It's like TypeScript way of saying that you are not just storing random stuff, you are storing meaningful position aware data. So in JavaScript, arrays are like situationships. No commitment, anything goes. Tuples, they are like contracts. You are the string, you are the number, you both stay in your assigned seats, or we break this data up right now. So a tuple is a fixed length array where each element has a specific type and order. Let's create a new file for tuples, tuples.ts. As I told you that tuples is just like an array but a better version of it. So we can define tuples same as array. Let's first add exports. Now what we will do over here, we can, let's say let I need a user, and here I will add string and number, and this is a tuple. Here I can add a toaster and maybe age 25, and this is fine. This is how we write tuples. Here I cannot add any extra value. Like if I'll try to do maybe a string, it will give me an error. You see here that this type string, number string is not assignable to type string and number. Source has three elements but target allows only two. I have added that user will take just two elements, this user array, and one of them will be string and another of them will be of type number, nothing else. In case of this number, if you will try to add anything other than number, it will give me error again. Okay, so it will take just the same string and the number. And if you will try to do it something like this, like 27 and this, then too it will give you an error. It will say that no, I need string to be the first. Here you will see the error, type number is not assignable to type string. So here both order matters and the size also matters. I mean, size matters everywhere, but here it matters more. So here this user 0, I mean zeroth index of this user array must be string and the first must be a number. Okay, and no adding a third item unless the tuple is designed for it. So if you will like try to replace this number in place of string, string in place of number, then it will be like that's like putting your age as your name and your name as your age on Tinder. Now you are 27-year-old, name 2000, instant left swipe. So tuples are actually super useful in real dev life. Here are some places you would prefer them over plain arrays. Let's see some examples. Okay, like let's say you want to add coordinates. I'm just giving some examples which are striking in my mind right now. There may be plenty more. Coordinates, it will be of type, we for coordinates we need latitude and longitude, so we need to both of type number. And here what we can do, we can take like 12.34 or maybe 56.78. I don't know this place, I'm just putting random number. Okay, maybe you are interacting with an API and you need API status and you have to pair it, okay, with the API status code and the message. In that case maybe you can use it something like API status pair. How you can do this, like let response of type boolean, maybe that okay whether I'm getting correct 401 402 request or not, string the message. And how you can do this, let's say an example, maybe a false uh, server error. These cases you like tuples are very useful. Like if you have to use RGB color values, okay, like here you will see this different shades of blue, different shades of green. Okay, how this is added. So something like that, maybe RGB color values. We can do let RGB, and it takes generally three, uh, number, number, and number. You can't write that just one number and you thought that okay I can enter as many number as I can. No, here parameter and argument has to be same. So maybe 255, 255 and 0. So why tuples are useful here instead of a normal array? Because these values make sense only in this order. Here, if you'll pass longitude in place of latitude, it will be an issue. It will be of a different location. Let's say you need an location in London and you reached New York. Here, in case of API status, you are here. This is checking whether this status code is matching or not, whether it is 500 or 400 status code or not. And in place of that, you are sending server error. So this is again wrong. So these values make sense only in this order. TypeScript helps make that order explicit, not just hope you remember what I'm sending in this place. No. But since TypeScript is related to JavaScript, so it's not possible that it will not annoy you. Okay. And here is some thing weird and a little annoying. Even though a tuple has a fixed length, you can still push new elements into it. Like if I showed you over here that if I'll try to add another number, it will give me an error that okay source has 4 elements but target only allows 3. So I cannot do this, right? But there is a way by which you can do this. How? I'll show you. Push element in tuples. How we can do this? Let users. Oh, we already have a user over here, right? String and number. This is. Now let's push something to it. Like if I'll do um, user dot push, and here if I'll uh, pass developer, I'm not getting any error. You see. Now let's run this file. Let's if I'll do console.log, and if I'll do user over here, let's go to the directory first. Now I need episode 3, and here I need to run tuples tuples.tsc. Sorry, my bad. I need to run tuples.ts, not tsc. It's fine. This file run. Okay. Here we have tuples.js. All right. Now let's run this JS file. So I need node tuples.js, and you see here over here we have in the tuple. If you'll see this tuple has a toaster and a 25, a string and a number, and we got another string as a developer, and this happens at runtime because technically it's still an array underneath. Okay, we are treating in TypeScript, we are treating it as tuples, but underneath it's still an array. But if you try to access the third element as part of the tuple, TS will say I don't know her. Like let's try to add over here user dot to. Okay, if I'll do this, sorry, yeah, tuples type string number of length 2 has no element at index 2. If you'll try to add like maybe 1, then it's fine for it. But if you'll try to do 2 over here, or let's do this here in JavaScript. If I'll do this over here and if I'll run this, it's fine over here in JavaScript, but not here. Here it is not giving me any error where I did this user.push, but it is giving me error when I'm trying to access it. So you can say that this is a common pitfalls and push quirk, you can say over here that it has. So this is the issue over here. Now how to fix this? So there is a safe way that don't use this push method. on tuples. In case of array, I mean, you have to use, but in case of tuples, don't use it. Or if you have to define a long tuple, like let's say you want to add something later on, then you can define it something like this. Maybe let me create a new one. Define longer tuple. And how you can do this? Let classes maybe, and what I can do over here, I need string number, and I can do it something like string. Okay, and what I can add over here, something like toaster, a number will be 25. I'm adding random, so just don't try to interlink it, that what is the class is this. Okay, and now if you leave this over here just as with two values, it's fine. If you want to add something else, you can add maybe new name. So here what this question mark means is this is a type of string, but for now it's just undefined, I don't know. Okay, like if I'll remove this string and do this here 123, then this will be an error. Okay, so here it is a type of string, it is a that this third place is a type of string, but currently it is undefined. Okay, so it will not throw an error that okay, hey, I don't have this value. So here I can do maybe new name. Tuples are like that friend group that says, hey, we are three people, that's it, and then someone invites their situationship. Okay, and now nobody's talking to each other. So tuples is same as array but with structure and order. Okay, and it's great when you know exactly what data should go where, and avoid pushing to them like this user dot push. Okay, define structure upfront like this, that hey, maybe in future there can be some other string. Now if you will try to do access over here like console dot log classes of 2, you will not get any error because property 2 is string or undefined, so it is there. So now we have seen both array and tuples, but here is the big question, when should you use which one? Okay, like this question, even the most experienced developers also gets confused and like the hey, when the hell do I use which one? So because at first glance they look the same, both are square brackets, both hold stuff, but the intentions is different. Let's see this, that what you should use at which place. Okay, array and tuples. All right, let's say the length feature, and in case of array it can be any, but in case of tuples it's fixed or at least known. Okay, that we know that what will be the length of this tuple because we are already defining it. Then there will be value types, that what type of value you can add, and in case of array all has to be same. We just saw over here that we are defining it like this, that okay, score of type number, so it will be of type number, nothing else, right? So here all has to be same, but in case of tuples it can be different, per position can be different, not necessarily different. Uses, you can use array as lists or collections. Okay, and tuples can be used as structure you need something like rows or records. Okay, if we'll talk about the flexibility of this, then flexibility of the array is pretty dynamic. We are seeing this from JavaScript itself, and this is very rigid. Okay, maybe I should change it to a different color. So arrays are like your shopping list. All items are groceries. Tuples are like a shipping label. Okay, name, address, postal code. Each position means something. Now there is one more thing in the this tuples, that is destructuring of tuples. Uh, let's see it. Maybe I can do const RGB. Oh, we already have an RGB. Okay, let's use push, put the same over here, comment it out here, and I'll do over here this one. Okay, and what I can do is, how we can destructure this, I can do const rgb equals to rgb, and this works great. Tuples destructuring works really great, but make sure you don't forget what at each position means. That here rgb is fine, but number in like, but number in a username, age, and status field, good luck remembering the order 3 days later. So a tip here will be like, use descriptive variable names during destructuring. Like here, I don't know what this rgb means. If I'll open this file after a week, I don't even know what this will be. Okay, so use descriptive variable names, and consider using objects if positional confusion becomes a problem. Okay, objects like will help you clear everything. Now if you're still thinking that which one, like tuples or array, which one should use where, so let's give you an example. Okay, uh, tuples versus array uses. So let's say you are making an or building a real app. Okay, so let's say you are storing user data, so I'll do user. uh, so users, let's say you are taking username, so it will be of type string. I mean, names are type string until you are storing the Elon Musk's son name. Okay, so but that too you can store that in the string. So here what we can do is, let's say maybe Priya, Sarah, maybe Morgan. Fine. Use array all same type, no position based meaning. Okay, but let's say you have to store a logged in users response, then what we can do is, let current user of type string and boolean. So which user is user? Let's say uh, Sarah is logged in, and logged in status true. That okay, Sarah is logged in currently. So tuple first is name, then second is logged in or not. So use tuples when the structure is small and each position has a clear and unchanging meaning. Okay, and use array when all items are of the same type, and you will be looping, pushing, and dynamically updating. Or you can remember it like that: if you need your data to grow and shrink like your self stream after a bug, then you can use array. And if you want structure, rules, and emotional damage when someone changes order, go for tuples. And that's a wrap on episode 3 of TypeScript Masterclass. We have covered arrays, tuples, and the art of keeping your data in check. If you have ever pushed 42 into a list of usernames, TypeScript is your new best friend then. So hit that like button if this made your TypeScript less scary, and subscribe if you don't want to miss the next episode where we go deeper into objects and interfaces. Okay? And drop down a comment below, what's the weirdest thing you have stored in an array and regretted later. This is Toaster Code, where we write safe code and roast unsafe ones. See you in episode 4. Thank you.